Italy has become the first country to reopen its borders, and France 24 all this week is looking at the issue and the confusion around it. We're going to cross today to the French side of the Franco-Italian border and speak to our correspondent Nadia Massi. Nadia, Italy then the first European country to open its borders. What does that actually mean in practice there, though?
Yeah, good morning, Stuart, from the French side, as you said, of the Franco-Italian border here on the Côte d'Azur. And what that means is that people can cross this border. It's essentially open. You can walk through here, you can drive in your car without a permit, without a temperature check, without needing your passport check. Now, all of that, of course, hardly novel until the coronavirus struck Italy very hard indeed, and Rome elected to close its borders for a period of time. It reopened them on the 3rd of June last Wednesday, becoming the first country in Europe to do so. Now, why is it that Italy has taken the plunge ahead of all of its neighbours on the continent? Well, simply because Italy knows, despite the risks of the coronavirus, it has other big issues to worry about in the future, specifically a recession. Italy is looking at its largest recession since the Second World War, and it really wants to get tourist traffic flowing back into the country. That's why it's reopened its borders. It's hoping here in southern France it can persuade French day trippers to cross the border to go shopping on the Italian side, where food is often a little cheaper, go enjoy some Italian produce and live a little of the dolce vita. That is the hope of Rome, but as you say, Rome has acted pretty unilaterally here. Other countries in Europe so far haven't followed suit.
Yeah, it isn't even reciprocated, this, is it, Nadia? I mean, Italians can't easily come into France, can they?
No, that's right. I'm not sure how much you can see behind me, but I'm just in front of the border. And here on the French side, the French are conducting relatively rigorous checks. It remains the same as it was during the height of the coronavirus crisis here in France. You can only enter France through this border if you can prove that you are a resident of France, or if you're coming for approved essential service. You cannot simply come over here because you want to enjoy some nice French food, French wine. Italians are very much stuck on that side of the border, and there are sometimes long queues on that end, and that is really indicative of some of the kind of contradictory, rather complex policies that we've seen from the EU. At the beginning of this, they said the European Union would speak with one voice, that there would be freedom of movement within the continent together, or they would close their borders together. Now, it seems that that desire for unity has somewhat dissipated in the past couple of days, as we've seen Italy open its border, while France is going to wait. The next deadline that we're looking at here in France is June the 15th. That's when the Prime Minister, Edouard Philippe, may decide that it's safe enough to open French borders, as the Italians have done. But for the moment, not quite yet.
Nadia Massi, thanks very much. Nadia Massi there, joining us from the border.